when you have purpose, like real purpose in your life, like again, I go back to my mom. She's ran a business. She ran my dad's plumbing business. My dad, like I told you, has since passed from lung
Hmm.
cancer. Asbestos is what has killed him. Um, but my mom ran the business, raised three boys, cooked every night. Purpose, purpose, purpose. Now she volunteers. She did volunteer
Yeah.
at hospice. Now she volunteers at a different place and she helps with her great grandkids. Like it's incredible what she does, but it's purpose.
Yeah.
And we're serving others. Like what we're
Hmm.
doing today, we're discussing this, but everything that comes out of your mouth is amazing because you're serving others. And that's really what God wants, like that, or whatever you believe in, really
Yeah.
what's supposed to happen in our lives. What we were doing previous to that was being selfish because we only cared about us, even though we weren't our confidence. We always have confidence. I've had confidence since I was little, but deep down, self confidence, I didn't have. And
Yeah.
that's where I was always lacking. Like I said, with the pot, yesterday with the short and the kid making the comment, that would have ate me up inside. I don't care. I appreciate the fact that I probably didn't explain myself properly. So I went back this morning and did do it. And he may still think it's ridiculous, but in my eyes,
Yeah.
I was dealing with anxiety, coping with it because the other alternative was let me just go and have a drink and then forget it. I'll just pay the guy because that's what I
Yeah.
did. It was easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dealing with the stuff
Yeah.
that's hard is like you said, instead of going and getting a pill or writing a script and putting and masking the problem, what do we do now? We communicate and we try to help. And that's
Yeah.
the most important thing in life, like
Yeah.
without a doubt. And you're doing amazing
100%.
things with that stuff. It's
Yeah.
incredible. I give you more credit to you because I never once have stepped foot in a AA meeting or outside of going to GA when I was in college. But now that you're doing the program and you're again helping others, but they're also helping you, correct?
Correct. Yeah. I think, the program's about helping each other, right? It's about uh, being able to take something away, but also serve somebody else. And I think uniquely what I bring to the table is not to tell anybody they can do it without the program. I literally say like, that I know what I know, like God, I probably would have been on a very different recovery trajectory, maybe even too with my mindset and what I allowed and boundaries and that kind of thing if I tapped into the program earlier. But everything happens for a reason. But I think my journey is to show people like, what are you doing outside of the walls of recovery? I think a lot of people start to become codependent on meetings, and everybody's journey is different. I'm not shaming anybody from that. You
Absolutely.
have to do what's right for you. But I also think, again, this is why I tell the girls at Luna, you can't be a crutch to the recovery. Life is going to life outside of the walls. What are you doing to be able to not just cope and coast by? I want to be doing strong things with the purpose of making me stronger and happier and joyful and present and clarity, service, purpose, right? And I think that's what I bring is like, God, I that's how I live my life because I had to learn that not being at meetings. Like I created sober communities. I created fitness communities. I've created women's things. I've created my Instagram organically in the sense of like, God, I have guys from high school reaching out, telling me about their drinking and how they want to fix it. Guys from college, people, God, I had a woman this week. She sent me, she's a friend from college's sister. And she, looking back at the messages, she originally sent me a message in 2021. And she had lost a lot of that inflammation. She was in her 40s and she was skinny. Like she had no muscle to her, but she had lost some weight, which is obviously like, that's the first, whatever. You can't do it
Right.
all, but she had lost some weight. She looked great. She felt great. Right. And then that was 2021. She literally messaged me this week and she'd put on so much muscle. And she goes, you've been inspiring me. I've been
So
watching you.
cool.
And I'm just like, that's the purpose of me doing what I need to do behind the closed walls, is to also be able to see what I'm doing outside of that for myself and for others. So, Yeah, I think that's the uniqueness that I'm luckily grateful to bring to these meetings, is like getting people out of their shit outside of what we're doing.
Your mission and your dedication is incredible. It truly is. You're doing amazing things. And you're and again, you're helping others. I get I say this all the time. I say this to people. Every time I decide like I'm feeling like a little down or like we all go through it, right? Like
Yeah,
whatever, feel like shit. And then just out of nowhere, I'll get a text from somebody just like you, or somebody will call me and be like, dude, what you're doing is amazing. Because I feel like,
yeah,
again, being goal oriented, I should have 10,000 followers and I want to be, I want to be the next
never
Joe
enough.
Rogan.
Yeah,
And I'm doing this all organically, but I'm doing it to help others. And that's what I always have to remember. And every time I'm just getting to that point, like, why am I still doing this? It's not great. And then somebody turns around and goes, dude, you have to keep doing this. I
yeah,
mean, and somebody just hit me like he was a friend from the beach. When I was living in Jersey, I had a shore house down in Wildwood Crest. And every 4th of July, we'd shoot off fireworks, get hammered, and it was probably a dangerous thing. But he's a
yeah,
lawyer, and he went off the deep end, and he's a really good friend. But we always kept in touch. You know, he lived in New York, I was in Jersey, and it's just funny how things work out. But he reached out to me just out of the blue, and we usually talk every 4th of July. Like there's a quick
yeah,
text, hey, miss you, like because I don't really go up there anymore 'cause I'm living in
yeah,
Florida. Well, just recently he texted me and he's like, I just want to let you know. He goes, you helped me. He goes, I've been sober for I don't know how many days. And he's like, I was thinking about going off the deep end. And he goes, for some reason, your name popped into my head. And then I threw on one of your podcasts. And he goes, it was like you were talking to me. And I
yeah,
get the chills because I'm like, what's the chances of that to happen? And then I just helped that guy out. And
yeah.
we talk daily. And there's no money in the world. Like, and again, I've seen millions of dollars slip through my hands. There's no money in the world that can give you that kind of feeling or satisfaction when somebody does that and reaches out like that. It's an amazing
Oh
feeling.
yeah,
Isn't
100%.
it
I
so
mean,
cool?
I had a friend from college who had some health issues really bad, and Irish guy, and he was, coping with drinking, right? That's what we did in college. And he watched me, right? And he watched and watched, and we, I saw he was having these health issues. So I would always just like reach out, make sure he's doing okay. He would tell me about like a scan coming up or whatever, and I make sure to put it in my calendar. So I would reach out on that day, right? And he appreciated that. And we kept the conversation open. I just made suggestions of like, take a break from the drinking, right? Just take a break. You don't have to go sober.
Right.
He tried, it didn't work, all the things. It lasted like, it took him a couple years. But I should text him today and see how. I know I talked to him the other day. I think he was, God, I want to say, I think he's almost at a year now, but
That's
it's
awesome.
definitely like 8 months or whatever. So, anyways, he texted me the other day to ask, where he was going to be if I was located close. And I was like, why? Why are you going to be up in the area? And he's like, oh, I'm becoming a recovery coach. And I'm like,
Oh,
how fucking cool is that?
yeah,
Right?
so
Like,
cool.
I was like, the guys need you because you're like no bullshit Irish, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I'm just like, God, like that's amazing, right? That's just amazing. Yeah, it's those little, I get that too. Like when I start to feel like, what is this even for? Am I even making a difference? Right. That's
Right.
like my go-to. Like, is this even making a difference? And then I'll get a message like yesterday or um
I mean, think
yeah,
about that workshop you went to. That I can come to tears to think about what that little girl did, that you helped her out to put her in that program, to put her in that mindset and to be able to do something like that is just it's truly amazing. You're touching people's
yeah,
lives. That's what we're put on this earth to do. And a lot of times we get so caught up in me, especially how angry I was with, not getting drafted. And I had such a tremendous life growing up, a tremendous sports career, and I don't remember most of it because I blocked everything out because of one thing that didn't happen. And then
yeah, yeah,
I went to alcohol, then I went to pills, and then whatever else was get my hands
yeah,
on at some point. So it's
yeah,
and now I look back and I'm like I'm teaching my kids all the mistakes I made. They're going to make their own mistakes. You know, I have kids in
Yeah.
their 20s and I'm raising an 11-year-old too. You know, we're a beautiful blended family of five, and I'm blessed to have them all in my life. Thank God. And, but we talk daily. We love each other. We help each other. And this is what life's about. Like, truly, this is
Yeah.
what life's about. It's not about just me, and it's not about just me making money, and
Yeah.
being able to get nice things, because when we die, we don't have any, we can't take it with us. So how are
Yeah.
we serving
100%.
other people is the most important thing. And it took me until I was, 50 years old to understand that. It's,
Yeah.
it's part of life. It's part of the growing process. And I think that's why the two of us, like, listen, I don't share this with too many people, but I mean, there was times where I would thinking about, like, is everybody thought I lived such a great life, and there was many a times where I would thought about, man, what if I wasn't here?
Yeah.
Yeah, what if I
Yeah.
wasn't here?
Yeah.
It might have been easier. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that crosses a lot of people's minds.
Yeah. Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah, 100%. I think I think it's gotten worse. I think, again, look at COVID.
Oh,
Uh, you know,
don't get me started. Yeah.
the liquor stores were open, but AA meetings were closed down, right? So
Churches
gyms
were
were closed
closed,
down,
gyms were
churches,
closed, all the
but
things we need mentally to help ourselves, but they left the liquor stores open. And you could
yeah, so
DoorDash anything you wanted. What?
100%. But like, you were door dashing from like McDonald's, not like a mom and pop place that, was having salads and wraps. And you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so
Right.
I think, I think we're suffering more, right? Especially I'm not into politics, but just the way the politics shifts is money, all that things. Like people are having a hard time coping. And I hope that people realize, like, I remember, like, I even say to my girls, like, I get it. Like, when you're in that dark spot, it's really hard to see that there's any light. So that's why I hope if I connect with somebody in some kind of capacity that they have the, they feel safe enough to have that conversation so I can just remind them that it can get better. Right.
I,
Like,
and you are doing that. You are doing
yeah.
that. You should be very proud of yourself. Because we as people that want to succeed, we forget to give ourselves compliments, or a lot of times you don't hear it, and you should
Mm-hmm.
hear it because it's important. It just makes us, when we get compliments and people tell us, like I just told you, it makes us push forward even harder to help others.
Yeah.
And that's the
Yeah.
most important thing,
I always tell people it's not about external validation, but it's okay to be seen. It's okay to cheer each
Absolutely.
other on. It's okay to pay somebody a strong compliment, or you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we should be doing that for ourselves and for each other. It's when it turns toxic when we're like, I'm only good enough when I'm getting these compliments. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think we need to be saying to more people that they're doing a good job. Where I see you again, I see this woman in at the gym I go to every morning, and she sits on the bike where it's like just the feet, and she is just wailing her arms. I see her every morning. I've seen her every morning for a while now, and for some reason a couple weeks ago I maybe wasn't feeling that great or whatever, and I had to pass her and I go, God, I see you every morning, you're so inspiring. And she like looked at me like, thanks. And I'm like, no, seriously, I see you, you work so hard, like keep doing you, girl, whatever. And she's like, thank you so much. So I did my thing. I was over on the weight section, and when she started finishing up she ended up coming over to me, and she's a heavy set woman. And then here I am, like, I get it. I'm in my sports bra and I'm a bodybuilder, whatever.
Right.
And of course, that's not how I look at myself. But like, she came over and she, was just like, I just want to say thank you for saying that. Like, and I could see in her eyes, like she's looking me up and down, like she's less than me, or like I'm judging her. And
Right.
she's like, I know it doesn't look like it, but I've actually lost 100 pounds.
Wow.
And I've hit this plateau. And I go, girl, I graduated nursing school weighing 89 pounds. Like and I go, I'm sober. Like
We all have stories.
we all
Yeah.
have stories.
Yeah.
Keep working hard. Like, and she was like, it was just really nice that you said that and blah, blah. And now I'm like, I'm sure I see her all the time. We say hi all the time. You know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah. Now
like,
you're probably helping her out, and like
and I'm like, we
so
gotta do,
sweet. Yeah.
yeah. And I'm just like, even too, I know you may not be where people look at me. I'm not where I'm at. Right. But
Right.
it's nice to compliment each other that like, I see you working hard. Right. Like I see you working hard. It doesn't go unnoticed. Keep going, girl. Right. Cause
Yeah.
that day she could have been like, what's the fuck of the point?
True. True. And she was
right?
probably having one of those days.
What's
And it
the
was the
fucking point?
perfect time, the perfect, like you said, you passed her a million times in that gym, but something was saying to you, let me just say this. There's always
Yeah,
what I've learned over the last being sober, but also over the last 4 years of dealing with my financial stuff that hasn't been so great. It's all good though. Like money comes and goes, but it's truly something that I've learned um, that there is no such thing as coincidences and there's no such thing as luck. Like
100%.
you're it's supposed to happen for a reason. And that's
100%.
it. Like,
Yeah.
just like we were supposed to have this conversation today, for the second time, by the way, everybody.
Yeah. Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason. And we were supposed to come into each other's lives because we are on a mission to make ourselves better, but also to help others. And I see myself every morning, when I say my morning prayers now, and I thank God just for waking up because I know I'm not even supposed to be here sometimes. Um, but I do try to put myself last every single day
Yeah.
because there was so many times where I always put myself first. And
Yeah.
when you put yourself last every single day, you really know you've worked hard throughout the day. And even if it's not the perfect day, not the best day, but you've tried to help others. I even my dog's come in front of me. Like I try to put myself dead last every
Yeah.
single day because I think that's what you're supposed to do and we're supposed to serve others and continually try to help. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
truly amazing, Teresa. I know. Listen, we
I
could talk
know.
for
I'll have to
hours and
come back.
hours. Yeah, I would love for you to come back on the show, but I know you have to be somewhere in about 8 minutes, and I thank you again for number one sharing your story, having the courage to do this. Number two, your lifestyle change, and now on top of it, what you're doing to help other people is truly amazing. And very blessed to have you on Kaizen Cast, and I look forward to having you come back again, please.
Yeah, I'm very grateful to be here, grateful to be connected with you. And I love what you're doing. I think it's important, right? Getting people to be heard and get people's stories out there so other people know like there is light, right? Like
Yeah,
it's not
absolutely.
easy. Nobody's saying it's
No.
easy, but it's worth it, right? So I
And
appreciate you very
and
much.
please share your business name on so everybody can hear it and it gets
Oh,
out there and so we can get it out to the universe.
yeah. My business is Fuel Up with Theresa. On Instagram, I'm Fuel Up period with Theresa. And on Facebook, if anybody wants to find me on Facebook, I'm my full name, Theresa Coughlin. But yeah, I love connecting with people. I love just chatting with people, rooting people on, honestly. So yeah, if you're watching this, connect with me, say hi, tell me what you liked about this. And I think we rise together. That's my biggest mantra is that we
I love
truly rise when we rise together.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. And
Thank
I did
you.
actually press the record button today. So we are good, Teresa. So thank you so much for coming on. Please, everybody, continue to subscribe, listen, like, and like I always say at the end of every episode and every short, it's a Kaizen Cast family that we're trying to grow into an army because there's so many people out there that do need us. And the more people that can rally behind each other, the bigger we are, the better we're going to be. So God
Amen.
bless. And thank you again, Teresa, for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you.